Welcome back, everyone, to the Daily Habit here in New York, and we are now joined with famed filmmaker Morgan Spurlock. How are you, sir?
How are you? Good to see you.
Enjoying New York?
I love New York. You know, I've lived here about 19 years now, so New York grows on you like a fungus, like you can't get rid of it.
Is that what it is? I was like,
New York.
That
it's
was
nice.
the hot dogs.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. I know we're going to get into Floating, the Nathan Gocke Story, documentary that you've worked on, but I want to talk to you about, since Super Size Me, you've had all the success since then, and then getting into 30 Days, the season-long show that you did on FX.
Yeah.
What was the reaction to something like that? You took a concept and...
Well, I mean, we were really lucky after Super Size Me. Like, we sold the idea of 30 Days right after Sundance, and FX, the network that put the show on the air, just loved the concept of having people kind of do their own kind of supersized journey, exploring a topic for 30 days, immersing themselves in something that would kind of force them to question their own beliefs. And to make a show like that was just, it was a blessing, you know, because there's not shows like that on television.
Right.
Yeah.
And for the fans out there, it is going to be coming out on DVD.
It's coming out on DVD. Planet Green just actually bought the second series, so they're going to be running it again, all 18 episodes. Up till then, you can see them on Hulu at hulu.com, where I think 3 million people now have watched all the episodes online, which is incredible.
Doesn't even surprise me.
Yeah.
So let's get right into Floating, the Nathan Gocke Story. This is a story of an incredible guy, a surfer, you know, to the core.
Yeah.
What connected you with the story, and how did you get involved with this?
You know, years ago when I was in my pre-filmmaker life, when I was you know, like an on-camera host and announcer, I did a lot of stuff with the U.S. Open of Surfing. Met Jesse Bellauer and got really involved with the folks from Life Rolls On. Just such an important organization. And I met Richard Yelland through that group, and he started shooting Nathan Gocke, a surfer who had become paralyzed, came to us, said, would you be interested in helping us make this movie? And I just jumped at the chance. I thought it was a chance to tell a really important and compelling story about a guy who you could see go through the entire process of trying to heal. I've
seen so many documentaries that kind of attack, you know, these uncomfortable topics, and I have to say it's one of the most powerful 23 minutes I've ever seen. Was it intentional to be as concise as you were? Because it's, you know, one of those things that feels like it could almost be 2 hours. With
and it's one of those things, I think that, you know, when you watch a lot of documentaries, you're like, whoa, that could have been at least a half hour shorter. And I think for us from the beginning, it was telling the most concise, beautiful, smart story we could. And, you know, Richard Yelland's a fantastic filmmaker, and you know, it's all about the footage. If you get good stuff, you can tell a tight story. And you know, he shot with Nathan for 2 years, and literally it's 2 years compressed into about 23 minutes.
Well, right now we're going to take a look at, I think, one of the most inspiring moments where Nathan realizes there's hope. Here it is, Floating.
First time I saw someone, a quadriplegic surf, it was Jesse, and it was Rob and Kelly taking him out, and I was like, that's awesome. And lo and behold, here I am in the same situation. Knowing that, I mean, ahead of time, you know, I guess my mind was deep down, slightly at ease. You know, I was glad to know that I could surf again. But it didn't hit me until I actually saw a picture of Jesse on a wave while I was in ICU, and that solidified it right there. You know, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can deal with all this because I can get on a wave. You know, it gives me drive, it gives me purpose in life. It gives me that extra push to continue in all aspects of my life to get stronger and better and succeed so that I can continue to surf.
There it is, a riveting look at Floating, the Nathan Gocke Story. And I have to tell everyone, I don't want to give it away, but the payoff on this documentary is, I literally was in tears.
I've seen this film, gosh, 50 sometimes at this point, and literally there's so many points in the film where I well up, and I know what's going to happen. It's like Rosebud, it's like, you know, it's like the pedals, Zuzu's pedals, you know, I know what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
What about in terms of how people can get involved? Because it also kind of touches on the fact that disability insurance, you know, for a lot of people, it runs out after a while, and I know Life Rolls On continues, and that's one of their big...
They've been huge proponents in trying to help support and maintain the lives of people who are, you know, struggling with and suffering through spinal cord injuries. So if people want to give, they want to find out more, they can go to liferollson.org. You know, it's an organization that I think continues to really just do so many of the right things. It's beautiful. And
it's going to be airing on Fuel TV.
In 2 months. We're going to pre-qualify it for the Academy Awards first, so that you know, we'll get in the running for next year, and then it'll air on Fuel in like 60 days.
Good luck, Morgan.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thank you.
Sit tight. We got more coming up with Fuel TV's Daily Habit here in New York. Stay with us.